It's a danger of the fall season in many rural communities across Hampton Roads. Gunfire going the wrong way on a hunting expedition.
In this case, a double tragedy. The victim and the shooter, both very young. Tonight, that family is mourning the loss of a 13-year-old who simply went out to hunt for deer with his cousin.
An investigation is underway into the chain of events. It happened yesterday afternoon on private land off of Myrtle Grove Avenue in the Bohannon part of Mathews County. 10 of your side's Jason Mark spent the day there and has more.
This is really such a sad story. It was meant to be a fun afternoon of hunting for two cousins, but it ended up in heartbreak.
No words to describe it.
Friday afternoon, officers with the Department of Game and Inland Fisheries were back in Mathews County, metal detectors in hand. It's the same spot where a 13-year-old was accidentally shot by his older cousin.
The whole neighborhood's in mourning. Absolutely. You know, they're children. You know, it was an accident. They grow up hunting.
Lisa Sutton says she saw the 13-year-old and 17-year-old cousins walk past her home last night around 5. They were headed to the woods to look for deer.
The next thing we heard were 2 shots, and then we see the parents, you know, rushing out of the house, and it was just devastating.
Officers tell 10 on your side the 17-year-old was behind his cousin when they spotted what they were looking for. The 13-year-old crouched down and took a shot at the deer. He stood up at the same time his cousin fired.
I got a phone call this morning from another neighbor to let me know that the boy had passed away.
10 on your side learned the 13-year-old is Jordan Stewart. He was a student at Thomas Hunter Middle School. School officials say grief councils were on hand this morning.
Devastated, trying to get through the day. Can't imagine what the family's going through.
Tonight, the community is giving the family the support they so desperately need. It's still hard to imagine how things ended up this way.
It's something that they'll never get over, and every Thanksgiving will be the reminder. It's just terrible. It's terrible.
We're told state law allows a 12-year-old to go hunting by themselves as long as they've taken a safety class first. Grief counselors were at Thomas Hunter Middle School where the 13-year-old went to school just to make sure the students were able to cope with this tragedy. That's the latest here in Gloucester. Jason Marks, 10 on your side.
More details now on hunting accidents in Virginia. State officials say there has been 1 fatality up to now. That was in a tree stand. There have also been 7 firearms injuries. Last year, the state reported 26 firearms injuries, and there were 2 deaths, both in tree stands. We'll continue to follow this story. Check for any developments this weekend on air and on wavy.com.